What? What? What is he doing? Hello everyone, welcome to match 1 of Group B of the Nations Cup 2 in 2021. With me today, Berto Burrito again and Buzz Aldrin. Hey guys, how are you doing?
Hi guys, how's life? All good?
Doing well.
Okay, yeah, really glad that you're here. I found it pretty amazing yesterday, and it helps me a lot to do the stuff in the background and you guys following the matches. So yeah, thanks for being here. Today, China versus UA, a match that could also be a possible final. What are you expecting today? Who is the favorite, and who are you rooting for?
Berto, want to start?
I would give the edge to China. Like these are both, of course, like very strong teams. But Blue Blast hasn't been as active recently as the US's top player compared to the Chinese players that have been playing a lot recently.
Yeah, I agree with your observations. I mean, if I could add anything to it, if it was possible to have a draw in this tournament, that would be the game that I would bet. But otherwise, yeah, I think that the China has the edge. CCMS, the world champion. If there is any team to have expectations to win, it's them. So I hope that we're gonna see exciting games today.
Yeah, I expect a 3-2 at least. I mean, not an easy 3-0 from any side, but what I saw that Team US really practice a lot. They shared a lot of different decks, and I think they are at least as well prepared as China. China not really active on our Discord, so I could not really see, but yeah, if who knows the Chinese community knows they're really well connected and trying out different stuff and maybe surprising us here today with some crazy decks in the different formats.
We'll see. I think that this it's actually a valid observation that this format, even here, like that you have a pauper, that you have a pure war, that requires really a cooperation, because those formats you cannot really test them in the client in an easy way, right? To have a correct matchup and so on. So people have to communicate. They have to create a community, use the community, and that's why it's a team competition. And I think that's because of that the best teams will win.
Absolutely, yeah. Especially the testing part. You can have a nice deck idea, but then you cannot really test it against similar decks, because in ladder people are playing constructed decks and not really pauper format or singleton. So yeah, I think the testing part is very important. Which deck is good against which, and try to think what might your opponent bring and try to counter them maybe.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of different thinking than the ladder games, I think, and that's why I think it's quite exciting, the format. I really like it.
Yeah. So before we start into the match, let's take a look at the groups. Group A, each team so far played one match, Greece and France on the winning side here. Germany and Ukraine already a little bit under pressure. And yeah, Group B, first match for China and USA today. And who's winning here is maybe almost halfway through, right?
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I also thought about this, that since two other teams, I mean, especially Canada, but also the Russia underdog, whoever wins today will be halfway through, but the other team will be on the edge, right? I mean, only two teams can qualify to the final four, so yeah, it can be a deciding game today.
Absolutely. Yeah, so let's see who's Team China bringing here in today. It is Mr. OCC winner himself, Hui, with the best finish of rank 2. I'm really surprised that he did not have won a season by now, but I think that number 1 spot is just reserved for J-King. So rank 2 probably the max you can get out of this. Then we have CCMS, the current world champion, and Mr. CU Collector. Yeah, since China was not participating in the last Nations Cup, all of them did not have experience with this. And yeah, maybe today collecting the first experiences with this format of tournament. And then for USA, you already mentioned it earlier, Berto, Blue Blast with a number 1 best finish last Nations Cup. He played 3 games and won all of them. So let's see if he can keep his 100% win rate here. Then we have Tenatron, coming new into the team with a best finish of rank 35. And Corn Guy with a 59 best finish, also a new player. So Team USA changed a lot of stuff, a lot of new players. I was really surprised that non-GMO Salt was not part of the team, although he applied for it. So I'm not sure what might be the reason behind that, but I think Team USA or Team Captain Blue Blast is having his reasons there.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, there were a few applicants, right? And I guess they somehow had to decide how to do this. But nevertheless, I think that the current roster is quite strong, anyways. I mean, all the 3 players are in the top 100 now. Blue Blast fighting for the OCC qualifier. So yeah, I think that they know the meta, they know the decks. They have skill. Hours spent in the game. So I think that they're gonna use this experience today.
Hopefully. For their team, at least.
Let's see.
Just realized that Mr. Collector's not my friend yet in game, so I cannot spectate him at the moment.
So while we're waiting, Berto, since you were a player and you're gonna play tomorrow, are you ready?
No. Well, I have a little more prep work to do today, just to feel completely ready.
Okay. But did you decide, for example, or discuss the order and lineup and stuff like that? I mean, you don't have to.
Yeah, we have sort of like a rough idea of what we're doing for that.
Okay. And what do you think? What do you think about the fact that now it's end of the season? Is this affecting your preparation or everybody's preparation? What do you think?
Well, I'm at a point now where I feel sort of okay with my spot on the ladder, so I'm just sort of watching my ELO right now, so I still have plenty of time to practice out pure war decks or singleton or popper, that sort of thing.
But what do you think J-King will do? Will he play tomorrow, or you will? Because he's gonna compete for.
I'll make him play tomorrow. He might not want to if he's not first. I know all of today he's gotta be playing until he reaches rank 1.
I guess you are the agent, right? Like you're here to support, like check the opponents and spot the decks and new cards, right?
Yeah, he's supposed to be the captain, but he gets hyper focused sometimes.
Okay. Let's see. I'm also excited for your games tomorrow. So I assume that you're not gonna be the caster tomorrow, right?
No.
That would be interesting. So Buzz, I got a little response from the chat that you're maybe a little bit too quiet. Do you have any chance to put your volume a little bit up?
How does it work now? Is it any better?
Slightly.
Any better? I can go more even now. How does it sound now?
Better.
Correct? Cool.
Yeah, let it this way.
And yeah, and welcome to the chat, by the way. We talking to you from the future. So I hope in case you want to know anything, well, you don't have a way to communicate with us, so we can't really send you any messages.
I mean, the
Apart from
only
the
thing you
content
can respond to is in real time into the chat, but not by words. So still waiting for the players to jump into their first match.
So, Alberto, any expectations about the Pauper decks today? What do you think?
Well, China is interesting because, well, something that you see on ladder and in tournaments is that the Chinese players often have like a little bit different of a meta game going on compared to Europe and the Americas. So I'm hopeful that we'll see some new strategies, some new ideas. I'm not completely sure, but even if they are going with similar strategies, like Alpine and that sort of thing, I still think that the list we'll see will be a fair bit different.
Yeah, I agree. I think that I don't know if you ever try to compete at different times of the day, but definitely the meta looks different at that times, and that's being reflected. So I hope to see it here today, like unique cards and things like that.
So let's see, guys.
Are we ready?
The match is going on here.
Okay, so the first observation, we have a German US, and it's not Alpine. And also on the other end, in Blue Blast, also no Alpine, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, the deck from CU Collector is almost looking like the US German deck, but just a little bit mixed
the other
up.
way.
Yeah, the other way. Interesting.
Yeah, the other way. Yeah, and so far we have not seen that, right? Like we had the US Germany, that was a strong combination from both from Kowalski, and yeah, this German US was not really present yet.
Typically, we see people going US for the value of Shermans. Like, of course, you can play it with USA as a minor, but then you don't have nearly as many US units to get to the front line. But here, it looks like he's made a bit of a bolster deck. We saw him throw that away in his mulligan, so we're probably going to see some big tanks coming down later.
Yeah, and
yeah.
what do you think about the Blue Blast?
This is very unexpected.
When I was thinking about it, what I would like to see in this today is to see some new combinations, specifically to see some other nations. And then there you go, we have Poland, which is quite great.
Yeah.
Quite great.
And both players running Stars and Stripes.
Yeah. But do you think it's gonna be some kind of like a ramp deck, or it's more yeah, just the defense mechanic to use legions and then try to put those second Californians? What do you think?
I don't think it's just going to be a defense mechanic. I think that Blue Blast has done his best to build an intel deck because, I mean, the decks that use it just for the defensive purpose, they want to use Uprising, right? And that's a special, so he's not able to use that. So I feel like he's definitely committed to the strategy, but probably just isn't seeing exactly what he wanted to in his opening hand.
Yeah, let's see which other intel cards he's going to bring, because I assume that he would like to increase the health, buff those legions. I really wonder how he's going to do that without the Polish bomber and other cards. Yeah. Let's see.
He's almost certainly running We Can Do It. And he can have the bomber, I believe. I think that's a limited.
Yeah, he can. No, there are just two. So it's a limited card. Yeah. No, it is. Yeah, it is a limited. Let's check.
Actually, yeah. And then, but what he's missing out on is Tarnow as a staple special in the deck.
Yeah, Karashi is special, so he cannot have it, right? So no, but
Oh,
he can for sure. I mean, for sure he can have more into cards, right? See what's. Oh, and the first second California is on. Let's see how CU Collector can deal with it.
Yeah, and CU Collector, he seems to have ideas here to deal with this, with the Hummel and the Vespi, but he doesn't have any tanks to go along with those cards.
But yeah, so far no
Little
tanks.
I mean, not really needed against second California.
Yeah,
you only needed
not for the
one damage.
not for the Vespi, but I would imagine
Yeah.
he would have wanted to use the Hummel that turn.
Yeah, and there's the tank, but not enough credits. Yeah, what do you do here, actually? What do you do here? I mean, like, he could reduce the damage, but still.
Yeah, I think this is his only play here. He gets to kill one of them, and next turn he'll get to hit the other one down.
Looking good.
It is not... Yeah, it's still a little scary if Blue Blast has any buffs, which we have the benefit of knowing that he doesn't, but...
Yeah, but wait for this we can do it to come, right?
Yeah,
like, we can do it.
If he doesn't find any damage and Blue Blast top deck, so we can do it, that would be backbreaking.
Alright, that's difficult. That's difficult.
Oh my god!
Oh wow. Really have to turn that one out. Thank you, Wheeler.
Was it a reaction to what we saw on the board? With Slam Panther being drawn? Yes. Let's see. I don't know.
Yeah, CU Collector really struggling to figure out what to do here. Probably just going to run his artillery into the California regiment, start beating it down. It doesn't seem like he's going to have many other answers to that card.
No, and I mean, the problem is that, yeah, if next turn it's already 7 damage to face.
Yeah.
If he decides to do that, of course, because otherwise he anyway gonna lose that unit. The Stars and Stripes, even better response, obviously.
Yeah, and now without taking those trades, he's going to need to rely on finding something off the top to make this happen, it looks like. He is able to play Flame Panzer and Hummel to stall for a little bit. Keep his life total up, but it's still not easy to kill that California by any means.
No, but I mean, luckily now we know that the half tracks in Blue Blast hand, they are not gonna have the deployment effect. So together with the joint operations, maybe he can try to remove it somehow. But he is still missing 1 damage.
Yeah.
Right?
And
He cannot attack it because
yeah, sorry to interrupt.
No, go.
Blue Blast is drawing a lot of duds with these war bonds. Or sorry, not war bonds. The war machine.
War machines. Yeah.
When he's on 10 credits, which is really not when you want to see them. Yeah. And especially in a format with more limited draw, these cards might just, not do anything for the entire game.
Okay, so now the question is this lethal or not? I mean, will he be able to remove all the threads, or?
So he's definitely able to prevent lethal, because Blue Blast only has infantry and he can take out the Polish units. He can also get further out of range with We Can Do It. But he's just going to trade off through the board.
Yeah, do you trade? Yeah, you trade. You don't. You leave the second California for later, I guess.
And he can technically kill it next turn, but
yes,
not if Blue Blast plays this underground state. Is it called?
Yeah, underground state. Yeah, underground state. And definitely he's gonna do that, yeah.
Yeah, so now he's 1 damage off, and he'll need a draw.
And the we can do it doesn't help.
No.
No.
And smart of Blue Blast to play these half tracks, because now that's just another Gret that CU Collector has to deal with. Even if he's able to deal with the
Oh,
California.
wow.
Whoa.
That was so important.
But now he still has to remove both of them, and he can do it actually. He can still do it.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And now I expect a top deck Sherman.
Oh,
No.
another bad draw for Blue Blast.
Another bad draw.
Very unfortunate.
But the pressure still remains. Pressure remains. Oh, that's also super lucky.
These top decks.
Super lucky. Can CU Collector come back from this? I'm not sure, but there is a chance. There is a chance.
I mean, Blue
I
Blast is
think-
probably not having any direct HQ damage.
Yeah, I would even go as far to say that I would rather be CU Collector here than Blue Blast.
Yeah, especially with the, I mean, like he can regain the health. Oh, there is a draw. Another. Oh. Let's see. Yeah, it will be difficult for him to, yeah, especially with his half track, to bring the second California to the front line. Wow, what a comeback! What a comeback!
Yeah,
HP.
there's just no way Blue Blast has any way to deal 5 direct damage, right?
No, I don't think so. I mean, not with the new joint operation, the old one. I could do that, but let's see. Let's see.
Oh, finding all of his answers too late here. Like that.
Yeah.
Those tier
would have
strengths, he
been
would have
huge
needed that way
for-
earlier.
When he had those 2 Plan
Yeah.
Wests.
Yeah.
That was definitely what he was planning when he was building the deck.
Yeah, you also had a second California in the front line and 3 of these chocolate boys in the support line. If he could have managed to buff,
Yeah, a lot of infantry. A lot of
to
infantry.
buff this one in the front line, would have been hard. Just getting bounced
Answer
again.
after answer. Answer after answer. Yes.
I think that's it. I'm not sure what Blue can find here. This is not the answer.
Yeah, and there is like 21 damage on board.
Yeah, Blue did very well to keep up tempo, but sometimes just the luck of the draw doesn't go your way.
That's it. China gets.
Just
game
imagine
number
Collector
one.
not finding the bounce card there when he played a
Yeah.
30 AT. Blue would have won. So it was just one draw that kept China in the game here and make them win match number 1.
I would argue it's a combination of many draws because the CU Collector, he had to keep drawing cards to keep him in the game, and Blue Blast had to keep drawing duds, and that's just how it went.
Yeah, super lucky. I think. I mean, but I really respect Blue Blast for bringing a different deck that we saw so far. I mean, there was a certain idea in this, and yeah, like it took one card basically for CU Collector to come back, but it was really close, really close. So he had a lot of chances to win. Just a little bit RNG gods, not exactly on Blue Blast side today.
Yeah. You also have to consider that Blue Blast did take a risk putting Ramp in his deck in a format with so little draw. There's certainly ways that it can pay off, but then also in that situation it can be entirely useless. So that is also part of the risky plays. It's a shame for him that it went so poorly this time around.
Right. I mean, I assume that he wanted to have them the more credits faster to be able to introduce the second Californians faster. Obviously, I mean they're quite expensive cards, right? So So it takes some time before you're able to play them. So the war bonds help, but not enough this time.
So,
But yes, what's gonna happen now?
next
gonna happen
match
now?
is standard format match. So the players can bring any decks they want. What do you expect here from China and from USA?
So, I mean, Alpine is the obvious answer, right? We've all been seeing it, but it would be there are some other decks where people are performing really well with on ladder, like Katyusha OTK is actually doing fairly well with Terror DE playing that.
Yeah, you climbed to rank 4, right?
Yeah. So, you know, that's certainly proof that, you know, you can play that deck to a very high level, you know, and succeed with it. So it's not crazy to think that we might see something like that.
I will say that, I mean, I was also thinking about my expectations before this, and I said other nations, it would be great to see Poland. So the other thing I expect to see, according to my predictions, the resistance deck. That might be interesting also to see. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, of course, you never know. I mean, like, it's a single chance. It's a best of one, so you have to bring the best deck. So obviously, resistance is a risk, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a surprise like that today. So we'll see. Maybe from the other decks that standard format allows, maybe a mobilize deck that we could see, or maybe someone will be try to be smart and, I don't know, use the air deck to counter the potential Alpine coming.
I mean,
No,
I
no.
played Mobilize in the World Championship qualification and went 7-2, so it's still one of my favorite decks because you have so much stuff to think about and you have several win conditions. And I had games where I was far behind and could manage to come back because my opponent could not get rid of all of these mobilized units. So I think it has a niche and in some situations can be very strong, but with all these Flammpanzers and sudden strikes around, probably not the best idea to bring that deck.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, like I said, it's so far actually the day one was the day mainly of Alpine. Tomorrow, yesterday there was quite a lot other decks. I assume that maybe today we're gonna see another type of archetypes. So mobilize, resistance, who knows? Who knows? And who's gonna be the players that we're gonna see now?
So for Team USA, Tenatron is playing. And for Team China, it's Hui. But unfortunately, I cannot see him online. Why ever? Probably just restart my client and then maybe it's working. So I think that has to be the next thing they fixed here. That the friend list is not really on point at the moment.
So Berto, you have a chance to bring resistance tomorrow. Think about it. Not or mobilize again, but you don't have to commit because it has to be surprised, obviously. So your opponents don't know.
Yeah, I cannot say.
You cannot say yes. But yeah, think about it.
Okay.
They are really good decks. I mean, really good, fun to watch. I assume not exactly fun to receive, but
well,
fun to watch.
I do enjoy playing Resistance actually. I've played it a little bit in one of the OCC qualifiers. I played it and did well with it, but it's sort of falling out of favor recently. It's hard to keep up with the pace of Alpine decks with, you know, the Resistance package.
Yeah, I guess the problem is that the Uprising didn't bring any resistance cards, right? That was the killing nail to the coffin to get.
I mean, Banzai can be played on resistance deck, right?
That's true. And yeah, I saw that the other day. So yeah, actually there are new cards. new
So-
cards, but not purely resistance, but like. a
So as I
resistance
hear,
deck.
you like to play resistance and you like to play against
Not
it?
at all,
No?
not at
No.
all. No,
No.
but from the funny stories, I can say that the other day I managed to win with Commonwealth against resistance. So everything is possible. So people shouldn't really feel disencouraged by this.
How is that possible?
Yeah, I don't know. Like the opponent was really focused on removing my legions, and I managed to play 4 fortifications. And then to turn 12, I had the Commonwealth. So quite lucky, I would say. But like, yeah, it's just impossible scenario, I would say, in that matchup.
Oh, here we go, guys. Match number 2.
So Britain
Oh,
versus Japan.
look
So
at
we're not going to
Tenatron.
see any Alpine
It might be Jaggro against Brit Control. Brit Poland?
against Intel.
Oh, wow.
It looks like.
Intel, yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Still chance for resistance.
True.
No,
Not
Jago.
anymore.
Jago.
This would be a very unique resistance list.
Jago. Yeah, what do you think about the matchup then?
I mean, generally, I think it's good for Jagro, and I mean, this is about as good of a start you can ask for. You can see that Huey is running things like fortification, so that'll certainly help. Not
Yeah,
everybody
I
runs that in their control.
I think now there's going to be a really powerful turn because he's going to play a plan west, and then there's the 0-cost order, the Ojo, the one that increases the cost, and then suddenly he has 3 guards.
Yeah.
And then he's also having Uprising in hand. Means 2
Yeah,
damage to
that's
all
crazy.
at the moment.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they both had really good starts, but it's just lining up a little bit better in Huey's favor. If Thanatron top decked a Type 93, wait,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that would
Type
have
93 is
that
it?
would have
Yeah,
been
that would
huge,
have been
yeah.
huge.
And also that Aikido on 4 credits now.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. I still think that I mean the Jagger can go through it.
Yeah, I mean he's already dealt 6. That's certainly not bad.
Yes.
Yeah, and Hui needs an answer for that signal regiment to stop the permanent pinging there on his HQ. But look at this, he just goes back to 21.
Yes.
Oh.
However, Huey isn't seeing any card draw at the moment, which might be his downfall in the future, especially with aerial reconnaissance not really doing anything right now. But at the same time, Thanatron also doesn't have any draw, so
Yeah.
But what do you think about this move to the front to take the front line? Isn't this quite actually helping Thanatron to kill his units?
Yeah, but you also
I
avoid
don't
draw with this play. If he's playing
Right, that's true.
with Rising Sun, then you cannot
I mean,
draw.
there's 2 schools here, right? Like I would say that he could also benefit from having those legions growing bigger and bigger. Right? So
Yeah, but he did not have
that
enter
could
cards
be.
in hand, so at the moment
Yeah, maybe that was
there
the
is
only
no
play.
growing going on. That's a 3 credit Uprising now.
ooh, huge draw for Thanatron.
Yes.
Ooh,
He could have gotten Enigmas, which wouldn't have been very good here with Huey not having any card draw himself.
oh, but look at Blackwatch
getting
denying the
Yeah,
feint
there
retreat
you
next
go.
turn.
There you go. Yeah, not so easy still, not so easy.
So if that
Yeah, and he
other
has super
legions
strategies.
dies, it's a 4 damage to all Uprising, huh? 2 already
Yeah,
died.
already, yes. Yeah, already 4. And that would be the way to remove the signal regiment, which can be crucial too.
I think he needs to do this before the feint retreat comes out. Or, yeah, or when the feint retreat comes out, not the turn after.
Yeah. But of course, he
issue
doesn't
is
know
that-
that the feint retreat is
Yeah.
right? He doesn't know.
Absolutely.
For him, most likely it is not Feigned Retreat. These decks usually run 5 orders, so there's about a 1 in 5 chance.
Desperate measures or not? That's the question. And it's a clean uprising after.
I mean, the desperate measures lines up pretty nice. It hurts to delay your feigned retreat another turn after that Black Watch, but it's pretty
But I
important.
mean, the health is actually getting quite relatively low. I would say that's quite a problem. I would say.
I think it is uprising here, not.
It feels bad that he's not able to play Uprising and then the Tar now, because that really quite limits him. But looks like he's going for it.
Yeah, he's gonna go for it. Yeah, only 2 damage. Luckily, he didn't have more units, so yeah, he needs some intel card to trigger the Starnov regiment. Oh,
And he also certainly is going to need draw to deal with that feigned retreat. Oh, just playing carpet bombing feels really bad.
yes.
Why would you
And
not
then,
go
like,
Churchill
Play
there?
Churchill, yeah, and then just get a
Maybe he's
bigger
just
carpet
afraid
bomb
of the
later.
rising sun, but
He would still be able to get the rising.
but
Well,
yeah, players with Aura don't play rising sun, so I think he should have expected that
don't.
there's.
No, they don't. But you never know. I mean, like the other day, I saw To the Last Man in the Drago deck. So
Yeah, I also saw that once.
right, yeah. So it can happen.
Surprise factor was there. Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh,
Ooh.
that's 4 more damage after this Mito. And the Churchill does nothing to the plane, but
probably just plan west and move up Tarno. Maybe also the other one. I mean,
but you see, and that's the
doesn't feel
situation
good.
again with this what I was saying to taking the front line in such a situation. It's basically here it's able to kill this Mito for free, right? And that's 2 damage. And if he has any other destruction effects, that also actually gets you closer to dying, which is a little bit controversial.
Oh.
That's true, but it only lets him trade in these destruction effects 1 turn earlier. And he's pretty safe to not die this turn. So if he's just able to get the damage onto the key here and carpet bombing, then I mean that's like really useful for him.
Yeah. It's Akita. Let's see what's gonna happen with it. Yeah, he desperately needs some kind of healing.
Yeah, but his draw is finite, and Fanatron will have 0 cards in his deck before not too long if he doesn't already have him killed by then.
Okay. Bas, since you are a Polish guy, how to pronounce that card that he just drew?
So it's an ORP, ORP, Orzeł.
Orp, Orshell?
ORP, Orzeł.
Orp?
ORP,
ORP?
ORP, ORP,
ORP?
Orzeł.
Okay.
Orzeł. And then I can, since we're talking about it, I can also tell you that this plane that is on board, it's called Karaś.
Karaś?
And then the Tarnów regiment, it's Tarnów. It's, yeah, Tarnów.
Tarnów?
Yeah, Tarnów. It's like a place. It's southeast Poland, and it's named after that. So it's Tarnów, Karaś, and Orzeł.
Okay, cool. Thanks a lot.
Nice. I mean, yeah, it's not so easy actually to pronounce. Not a surprise.
Yeah, Patriarcho had that idea in chat, so when we have
that's cool.
a guy from Poland on here, we have to ask how to pronounce all these cards.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah, and
let's see. Let's see. If you will try the stream, I will listen. I'm really curious if you will be able to repeat.
Probably not.
I'm already having trouble remembering.
Yeah, I can record the audios, or we're gonna clip this stream later.
Oh,
And are we getting there? Is this gonna be this?
I mean, look at that carpet bombing
It
that
is
might come
lethal.
here.
It is lethal. It is lethal. No.
Is it?
One. Yeah, there is just he has
Did
to
he not
remove the
just
guard.
move them?
He moved the Akita up this turn, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
look at
but,
that carpet
yeah.
bombing now.
Yes.
Akita has to hit face. We're looking for heal
Yes,
first.
healing. Yeah, he needs to heal. Needs to heal. Oh, let's see.
What is he
You
hitting?
gotta also wonder how much healing he has in his deck, because...
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh, there's the
Oh, no.
Orshal.
Also. And again, and you see again this controversial move to take the front line. If he has, no, well, but the KARDS doesn't kill the unit, so that's okay. But what can happen here?
Oh, two more Akitas rolling in.
Two more Akitas.
We really need some heal here.
Danatron has gone quite a while without seeing another burn card. I suppose he did have quite a lot early on.
He's also
There are
down
only
to four cards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
4 cards. Let's see. I mean, what saves him obviously is another type 93. Actually, he should play it and then remove the guard. By pinning it twice. Oh, do you Churchill? No Churchill.
Not
Well, he
finding
knows
it.
that Thanatron only has so many cards left in his deck, and one of them has to be Bombing Raid.
Yeah, it is a
It's
bombing
just a
raid.
staple, so he knows he has to do something here.
Also too
not
late.
enough credits. Not enough credits.
I mean, Tenatron would have played around it anyways. Oh, there is the research. He should have not dropped that Legions there.
Yeah, that's.
We could have healed with this.
That is game. Nice.
Wow, nice game.
The US takes it back. 1-1.
Absolutely. Insane match here. Unfortunately, for he could not manage to find another heal card until he did not have enough credits. So that is a 1-1 now.
Yeah, it's actually a really difficult matchup. I play similar deck, and I have 4 fortifications in it, and it's at many times I struggle with Jagger. I mean, so it's not a surprise.
Sorry.
Not a surprise. What did you say?
Credit to Huey though, because he did nearly get there with his opponent only having 4 cards left in his deck. Very limited burn. It was very close to just barely getting over that hill.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But again, like I am super happy to see Poland being played. And again, the new decks, not what we saw, no Alpine so far, not what we saw, no Arty. I mean, every day is a different. I don't know if it means that every team has its own identity, or if this is being reflected of how diverse the meta can be. But yeah, so far, really exciting.
Or
Really
maybe
nice.
people just don't want the chat to think poorly of them because they're playing Alpine.
Yeah. And do you think that we're putting pressure by saying, please don't play Alpine? That's why like this inception of play resistance will work tomorrow, and I see you bringing it. Great.
So the next match will be the pure war format. So no orders allowed in the deck. And that's probably, I mean, at least it was in the final 2 games, the longest matches. Because it's a lot about trading units, playing chess, and not abusing some orders there to remove units. And for China, CCMS, the world champion, will play the 3rd match. And for USA, Blue Blast is giving it a try again. And yeah, let's see if he lost his win streak, right? That was his first loss there.
Yes, he
Game
lost
1.
the first game.
At some point, we all come to that one. And let's see who's taking the lead here after that match. Oh, that was a fast one. There we go.
Who Germany's? Is this the Alpine mirror? No.
No.
It is not.
What is...
Okay.
This is
Again, some of the
Um,
cards that you wouldn't expect, and that's nice. That's
yeah,
nice.
been a long time since I've seen 164th infantry. But you know, if you hit it early, it's pretty good. It's almost like a 1 credit 2/2.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. I expect a lot of artilleries. Oh, and there you go, Gebirgsjäger, the first
Oh, and
turn.
blue is playing Alpine.
Yeah, the blue is playing Alpine.
I think that CCMS is just playing the Gebirgspioneer for the credit gain and just the small body. We have seen some people do that, like J King used that in his OCC Jagro deck last month. So I really don't think that this is a full Alpine strategy from CCMS by any means.
Yeah, that card is just so strong that you can
So strong,
put it
yeah.
in
You
any deck where you play German as ally or main faction.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I've seen it in multiple. I've seen this already in the Jagro lists, in the US aggro.
Look at this.
And,
Is Blue Blast playing that folklore unit that is giving Alpine units ambush?
He is.
I mean, it can be pretty good, right? In a pure war format where you don't have orders, all these big units with ambush.
Yeah, ambush would be a lot better in this format for sure. And you know, he already has Italy slots open because you have to take out, oh, what's it called? The Greek edit card that gives +1/+1 to your Alpine and draws a
Eastern Front bound, yeah.
Eastern Front bound, yeah. When you're already taking those out and you have those Italy slots, then you know it starts to make a lot of sense.
And there
but
it comes.
so far, not so many Alpine units on his side.
that's a downside.
So far.
Oh, and CCMS also playing that U88. We already saw that yesterday.
Pack 36 here for CCMS. It looks like he has a little bit of a sub-theme for buffing up artillery for his early game plan.
Yeah, I think those are actually quite strong unit types also because you're not able to remove them. They're waiting in the back line. You have to go through. So yeah, it's quite difficult to get them. And this unit, yeah, you can play it on the turn 1. Deals 1 damage. It's quite something that you would see in the draft more than in constructed, but it can work in this format.
I think it makes a lot of sense to take inspiration from draft in this format, though. Like you're not playing around as many specific cards, and I mean, just in draft, it's more about trading efficiently, consistently for the whole game.
Right. Yeah, it's a different. I mean, different kind of skill, like something that not necessarily on the ladder you rely so much on the deployment effects and the orders. Here, yeah, you have to most of the time figure out how to trade efficiently and what kind of units actually include in the deck to be able to do so, right? Yeah, what do you remove?
Yeah, neither is good. This certainly isn't unreasonable. It protects his backline, and I mean, he doesn't have any 1-drops in hand, but you know, if he's drawing 1-drops down the line, then it is a liability.
I really wonder how his CCMS is planning to draw cards in this deck. So far, we have not seen what kind of draw mechanic he's trying to bring. Maybe they're gonna be the Panzer tanks that give you cards. But yeah, he would definitely need some more cards to draw.
Yeah, he most likely has like the Panzer H for selection, and the JU it does generate cards for him by trading into units. So That's definitely a very powerful card in this format because it's essentially like drawing cards.
So yeah, we slowly getting closer to turn 10. Do you think it's gonna be the Leopold staple, and whoever plays it first wins, like we saw the other day with France playing Germany?
I mean, blue is already in such a good spot here.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Once these Alpine units move to the front line.
And they are ambushed,
Ooh,
right?
interesting
They are
deck there from
ambushed.
CCMS.
Yeah.
Looks like J King's OCC deck that he brought 2 seasons ago, I guess.
Yeah, just the
That-
power of that flag was being able to play the Mare Nostrum on it to be able to heal.
Yeah.
Right here it's, but yeah, let's see what's gonna happen.
Losing the Yagged Bomber is hard for CCMS because that's the one way that he can stall against a Leopold right now. I don't know if Leopold is able to single-handedly win Blue Blast the game, but with his current lead, I think, you know, those things just compound on top of each other to be
Yes.
pretty brutal for CCMS here.
Yeah, he's missing, I mean, three Alpine units with ambush. That's quite difficult, but maybe this Condor can help, but just one of the units can be.
Going
He
for
might
that
be thinking that
Breacher here.
Maybe, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
it's really unfortunate to have that be the card that you get from your JU, though, because he doesn't have the Alpine synergy to go with it. It'll just be a 3-credit 1/2 artillery.
I mean, any of the cards that he would kill now would not really help him. Right? No synergies.
Mm-hmm. Geberg's Jaeger is still just a 2-credit 2/3, which isn't terrible. That's untargetable. Not that untargetable means anything here, because his opponent doesn't have any orders. But...
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I was actually thinking if there's any way to get an order that would actually be a removal. And there is a US bomber, right? That gives you this order that deals 2 damage to the backline. That could work, but
yeah. There's also a German 4-credit Gree-2 bomber that gives an order.
right.
The one that gives -3, -1.
Right. So yeah, I mean there are of course ways, and but we don't expect. And again, the ambush in the front line. What do you do with that?
Very, very hard to deal with. And it looks like Blue Blast is just gonna save Leopold for a rainy day. I mean,
yeah,
he doesn't
no
really
need
have
to...
a reason to play it right now.
No, and then then you see, yes, surrender.
That was an early surrender, but yeah, look at the card advantage, and CCMS probably not having much draw left here.
Yeah.
USA taking the lead in that match.
And the Blue Blast getting back his high win rate.
Absolutely.
At least trying to. Yeah, definitely a reliable player. So not a surprise captain of the US team. So let's see. Is this the time? The resistance deck. Is this time? Actually, I wonder if if like it's good that we have some delay, but at the same time, I still think that maybe people can get inspired when I'm saying that.
You know, they switch in the last minute.
Yeah, like last minute because I said it on the stream. That would be crazy. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, again, we're gonna have a singleton. I don't, or rather, I expect to see again the UK US ramp deck as we saw from Kowalski, as we saw from Darkness the other day.
Yeah, that deck looks
That's
really strong. Huh?
that's probably the strongest thing that can compete. I don't know. Berto, do you see any other deck that could work as a single tone that would be strong that can compete with this one?
Yeah, I do. I mentioned yesterday how Soviet main has so many high impact elite units and orders like tractor factories and man, I am really bad with names in this.
Yeah, it's okay.
I should
It's
open
okay.
up cards so that
It's okay.
Chat
It's
already
okay.
started a drinking game. Drink every time Berto is not remembering a card name.
Oh dear.
Okay,
Kowalski is
okay.
already drunk, he said.
Okay, but you know, like, but it's no problem. I mean, there's so many cards. They have the nicknames. You can use those, right? Like the Pirate Cannon or Chocolate Boys and so on. I mean, it's quite also exciting to see how those things they evolve. Like, yeah, it's people come up with their own names because they can't remember.
Beef Wagon is probably my favorite.
Beef Wagon, but milk Track or the Dynamo is calling this the Russian the Soviet card the Zitomir. He's calling him it's Steve because he cannot pronounce it. So it's I mean it's quite exciting. I don't know, maybe people in the chat can list more what kind of names they use because it's I mean with this such a big list of cards. I mean, it's just impossible to remember every name. And so it would be quite funny to make this kind of ranking of what is the most like funny custom name. But yeah, talking about going back to cards, I think that prior the change of the first rifles, I would say that card would be the game-winning card if you could infinitely get it in this kind of format. But now. Yeah, you can't really stale it, but and maybe the Soviet could be strong. So yeah, let's see. Will we see Soviet? Will we see Soviet?
Yeah, we're still trying to figure out who's playing for China next. Looks like there are still some rule unclarifications here. I don't know.
Okay. So who can play?
Yeah, they wanted to send CMS again, but could not, and they did not understand why Blue Blast was playing match 3 again. But they thought there would be a rule that in the first 3 matches there have to be 3 different players, but that is actually not a rule. It is just a player cannot play 2 matches twice after each other. Yeah. And to win, all of your 3 players have to play at least 1 match. So if it's 1-1, it is no problem to send the one who's played first again, since you cannot win. But now I think Corn Guy has to play for USA. Otherwise, if he's winning, China still gets the point here.
But the Tanatron could also play, right?
No, because if USA, all 3 players have to play. And if it's 3-1, I mean they can play, and Tanatron is losing on purpose, but I think that makes not too much sense.
No sense. No.
All right, so I've opened my collection here so I can communicate effectively with you guys. So the cards that I was thinking of were Tractor Factories, 272 guards, the one that summons Joseph Stalin. Why not just throw Joseph Stalin in yourself? And a really huge card in these super heavy decks is Minority Recruits. Because you can imagine Minority Recruits to take over like your opponent's like 8, 9, 10 drop. I mean, that's a huge value swing right there.
Right. I mean, I thought that you would start naming cards that I wouldn't be able to remember myself, but luckily...
Yeah, you'd think so, but no, I just have a horrible memory.
Yeah, luckily you referred to some elites that are actually played, but if you were trying to explain how to build a pauper deck with some kind of niche cards, that would be quite difficult to follow. But yeah, I totally agree. I mean, the Soviets could work. I'm also quite excited about the format that we will see in the next round, where you're able to use cards only from the same nation. I mean, that also creates quite strong quite strong decks. I mean, special decks in a way. Again, like it's not something that you often
Talking
play,
about
but
no ally nations allowed.
no ally nations, right?
Yeah,
So,
I think that's only for the finals.
yeah, but that's
Yeah.
what I'm excited
Yeah,
about the next round
that
in
can
a
be
way,
that
right?
can be
That
also
could
be
be quite
interesting. Yeah.
exciting too. But
I agree.
I mean, like I really admire this format. I really it's something fresh and really looking forward to all the games to see what kind of things people will bring.
But how are you looking forward to Pure War? You're not going to get Resistance or Poland.
Yeah,
Favorite decks.
yeah, but I mean, I'm just laughing about this resistance, but at the same time, I think it's way better if we would see this rather than seeing all the time the same kind of meta deck, right?
Yeah, I certainly agree.
Right, which would be quite exciting.
So we finally figured out that Hui is going for China here.
Okay.
So it's Hui versus Corn Guy. Whew. So you both expect Britain, US here again?
Yes.
I
think so.
expect it, but I'm not hoping for it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Of course, resistance singleton. But no. I mean, what the other thing that I would consider is the opposite, right? Like US, UK, that also could work. I mean, you use the similar ramp cards, but get enough draw, have strong units. So maybe you could have a bolster. You could have, or maybe I don't know, the Germany, US, or US Germany. That could also somehow work.
Yeah, US main gives you a lot of really nice cards, like the new mass deployment for 10k. I mean, that is just, one of the cards that can give you the most value in the game period,
Right.
And the B-17F, we haven't seen too much of that card in tournament play. The 6/6 Blitz Heavy Armor 1 bomber that can't be targeted. That could certainly take over a game too.
Yeah, that's
you have
true.
the classics like Pershing, Seaboard Invasion, High Altitude Bombing.
So what's that bomber's name again, brother?
There's a lot of good reasons to play US main. It is B-17F.
Oh.
Okay.
I have my fingers right on all tabs, so I can go back between watching the game and searching up the card.
Nice.
Okay. And then, so now, please pronounce the Polish cards.
Oh.
You can search them, so you could read them.
Of course.
Let's do it.
All right, section 2.
Section
Man, I'm
2?
great at this.
Right. And what about your German pronunciation? Is okay?
I mean, I think German I'd be better with. Like, I've heard some German in my life. I've barely heard any spoken Polish.
Okay. So, like, what's your favorite unpronounceable card then?
Oh, that's a hard question. I've never thought about it.
No,
I've never really known how to pronounce Nakshub.
Nakshub. Yeah, I suppose we'll know.
Nakshub?
No, it's more like nach. If you say nach, Nachschub.
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 That's quite easy.
Nachschub,
yeah, exactly. That was good.
Yeah, but I had one observation regarding the names, that majority of the nations, they have their own specific names, like the Gebirgsjäger or Gebirgspioneer or something. But if you have a Russian, they are mountain rifles, which basically is like a Gebirgs something. So it's strange that they didn't call the names, the card something in Russian for us, right? But all the other nations, I mean, more or less. Are we ready?
We are in the match.
Woohoo! And there you go. We have Germany.
Oh, there is Germany.
Yes.
But I think it's not Alpine.
It's gonna be a fast deck. Let's see if you can build a fast deck with
that in Singleton. Card. Interesting.
Yes.
I imagine it's going to look a little more like a mid-range list, you know, when we see more of his deck,
Probably.
because that is doable. And if your opponent's very greedy, then you know it can really pay off.
Oh, it really. The more cards he's drawing, it looks more and more like an aggressive list here. 109s. Look at this. So how many guards can we have? He can have East Surrey, Seaford, and Grenadier guards, right? And Blackwatch here, so 4 guards.
And he could have a Churchill, of course, another one, and then some other guards, but I don't think that he would include it in the list like this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's already...
It's already a decent board.
Oh, and then there's the answer.
There's the air power. Ooh, and the half track.
Yeah, it really helps that Corn Guy has all these bounce cards to just keep this pressure on.
Yeah, and it's actually quite fast at giving damage, and the UK deck is quite slow. So let's see if this controversial fortification that was mentioned yesterday, if it's going to be in this deck too. Because it would be helpful with this amount of damage early on.
I think on this turn, Corn Guy is praying that he doesn't see carpet bombing, but luckily for him, that is not on Huey's side.
Yes.
We might see East Surrey and a Blackwatch here. Oh, or a Rat. Interesting.
Yeah, probably just to force more credits out of Corn Guy when he wants to go face with that one. Oh.
It is fairly minor, but it is worth noting that it does mean that this Panzer is getting another buff.
Yeah.
From the
But another guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there is autocannon in his hand and 10 damage missing. I mean, every single unit he will deploy. With all the threats on the board already, yeah, that's gonna be difficult. The guard's not gonna help.
I of course don't know all the cards in Corn Guy's deck, but this must be like a really good series of draws for him, I have to say.
Yeah, I have that same feeling.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, and we of course like there's a card that turns the table here is the carpet bombing, right? But
no, it was patrol.
I know, but I'm saying that there's one card that turns the table, right?
Oh yeah,
Which will be the carpet bombing if it happens, but
I mean that Stars and Stripes can also come in huge here when Corn Guy stacks his artilleries in the support line. Ooh, keeping it.
Ooh.
So he's very sure that Wei is not having carpet bombing here, just because he probably would have played it earlier.
Yeah. But Huey is not in a bad spot here. He has a fair amount of guard. He's up credits because of his ramp. He has shelling, Stars and Stripes.
There he goes to the front line.
Yeah. Sort of negates the downside of patrol.
And also making that C4, since that C4 lost his guard, now it's sitting in the front line and it is kind of a guard now again.
Yeah.
It's also good.
Yeah, so he needs maybe a lucky DFA to remove it. Who knows?
Yeah, a high tempo play for sure, but he is giving Corn Guy back a decent amount of value with this Panzer Brie and those sorts of things. Well, it's mainly just the Panzer Brie that's not so bad.
Yeah, let's see what's he's gonna do.
Corn Guy might just try to assemble enough one-drops to go with his auto-canone.
Yeah, that was also what I was thinking. Oh yeah, and then he has a possibility to trade because of the blitz units. he even gonna take the guard. Oh.
But there is a Churchill waiting to go to the front line and saying
Yes.
hello.
And then we can do it to bring up the health back. But yeah, now it's gonna be the time for this lucky DFA.
He probably has to.
Yeah, he has to do it.
Let's see what he top decks.
And Huey deciding to deal 7 rather than holding up Ultra. It would have been pretty obvious that it's an Ultra or a doubting system, but it still might have been good. Just to prevent options.
Oh,
Ooh, no.
unfortunate.
I think that's the nail in the coffin there.
Maybe he's
Yeah,
also
that's-
playing Leopold.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Of course, that can go to play.
Maybe that's
Yeah,
it.
there are ways to weasel out, but it is very difficult to have those things line up correctly when you're playing
much is he
against
having?
such a heavier deck.
Is he
He has
just...
6.
He's not having enough space.
No,
Oh, you
he
can
has
trade
6
the
now.
1/4 into. That's just 6 damage, yeah. And then he needs to top deck Comet.
Oh, that could work, yes. That could work. And then he finds it now.
Oh,
No.
and he finds Enigma. Oh, that can be so close here. If he finds Comet with the Enigma, we're not having lethal here.
Well, I guess he has to heal, right? And the trade for the artillery. Just in case.
Yeah.
He definitely has to heal.
I mean, if he plays We Can Do It Ultra and he kills the autocanone, then it's... I mean, Corn Guy can't really do anything. So it looks like that's what he's thinking. The only thing Corn Guy could have would be Comet, which would be very bad.
But do you think that he expects the Enigma and that's why he's holding the Ultra?
I'm not sure if he's expecting specifically Enigma. Well, maybe. Enigma's about the best case scenario for him.
The best case scenario is Bismarck, I guess. Which that's
Yeah.
that's the Ultra against, I guess.
Oh.
And now we have lethal for sure with this HMS. Yeah.
Arctic Convoy, that's also nice. We saw that yesterday, right?
Yeah, that was crazy. That was
Cool.
crazy.
Cool idea, I like it. That's
So,
it.
yeah, very strong
There
start
you
for
go.
Corn Guy, but we are seeing why it's hard to play aggro in this format.
China fighting back. I mean, Konga already had an insane start, right? With all these
Yes.
good 1-2 into this, bounce that, go face. And we could still fight back. Yeah, I agree. Maybe Singleton is more like the control.
Yeah, it has to be. It has to be.
Format,
It's
yeah.
difficult. I was thinking about like a Japan. I mean, it's so difficult to find enough burn cards. Like you mentioned, Roberto, it's like really difficult to have a consistent, like the damage that you would apply, right? I mean, at the end of the day, like, you need to play units, play them fast if you want to go aggro, but there are not enough 1-drops or 2-drops to be able to do this with a single copy. So, deciding game.
Standard format
Deciding
again.
game and standard format. Last chance.
So
for
for
this
USA,
resistance.
it will be, no surprise, Blue Blast. And for China, CU Collector or CCMS can play.
CCMS, yeah.
And I do believe that Spooz predicted a 3-2 here.
Yeah, at least something.
Yeah, nice, nice.
Usually I'm not that bad, not
Don't get
not that good with my
Not-
predictions.
Okay. But yeah, nice. I mean, yeah. Well, it was not a surprise. I mean, both teams are quite experienced. So yeah, like you said, it was difficult to expect it's 0-3 or 3-0 one way or another. So they've been fighting quite hard. So let's see, Blue Blast, the second win, or out of 3, 2 out of 3, or a loss, and yeah, and it's not. I mean, he has played Pauper before, so now he will be able to bring some meta deck, I assume. I wonder what's it gonna be. Maybe the Alpine for today. Let's see.
It would be cool to see that Caddy LTK deck.
That would be quite bold to do so, of course, but
Just
who
for the
knows?
surprise factor, I mean.
Yeah, the counter to the counter to the counter to the counter.
Or somebody's bringing that, because is that thing playing with the card that is giving +5 to a card, +5 operation cost, and then you bolster it, or how is the strategy with that deck?
So the strategy with that deck,
Or do you
is,
just play that order that is giving +3, +3, +3, and then you give Fury and then do it
Yeah,
with this?
yeah, exactly. That's the play. So you try to draw the orders you need, the final pushes. Try to maybe promote the unit, so promote the Katyusha, and look for the.
And then you just play Mud, Scorched Earth, all these delaying cards.
Exactly.
yeah, and mobile defense as well fits into that deck quite well.
Ah, yeah.
So now we revealed, and now they're building this deck while we're talking about.
Just clicking all these cards together.
Alberto is like for tomorrow, preparing all the insights. Yeah, I mean, actually, I wonder if you take any kind of observations from here. I mean, those teams are gonna be your opponents next round. So yeah, I guess I wonder if it's gonna be a surprise factor. Will people bring the same? Will the schedule be the same? Will the lineup be the same? It's gonna be, I mean, also quite interesting to see how the evolution of the situation will be. Who knows? Maybe we're gonna get the balance patch that will also change that. That would be also quite crazy.
It is CU Collector playing for.
Okay, great.
For Team China here against Blue Blast. So which team takes the first win here, and therefore already a big step into the semifinals? Yeah, not guaranteed, but it is a good first step, I guess. A very good.
Yes.
So,
and then we have the Alpine, like we talked about.
Alpine?
And the Gebirgs Pioneer to turn one.
Look at all these Polish cards there and see you collect his hand.
Ooh, but he only has a play on 3 and... well, that helps
never mind.
I was just about to say, only having a play on turn 3 is essentially a loss against Alpine. It's very hard to come back, unless you have Uprising. But here he's definitely in it.
In a good spot, right? Or okay, at least, with this Underground State, KARDS, double plan West.
It might be still too slow, but let's see, because he will play the plan West probably now, and then one of those legions will die. Anyways, so let's see. He would, I mean, he would really use some kind of intel card.
Even if CU Collector isn't able to keep up on tempo, there's still always the chance that he draws Uprising, and it will deal at least 5 damage if he plays out all the Plan West and the Underground State.
Yeah, so, that can be huge.
Even if it's just, you know, like fodder for now, it could, you know, turn into something really useful later.
Oh, he's deciding not to trade into that, so he probably did not think about Eastern Frontbound.
Yeah, gonna get punished here, it looks like.
Yeah.
Although he still gets to keep the Albacore alive to pick up.
Yeah, and can trade one of these away next turn, so...
I mean, plus he can send it away with Underground State, of course.
Oh, Blue Blast decides to not trade 2 away here, but moving the... Oh, he's not trading any away.
This is an odd order from Blue Blast because he could have had that Alpini regiment be 5-6 instead.
Are you trading? Are you trading? I guess he has to trade.
Yeah,
Probably.
I think he has to trade it.
I mean, he
at
has
least,
to. Yeah, he has to make those legions die, right? To have the uprising value. He has
Yeah.
to.
I don't know how familiar CU Collector is with this matchup, how much he's been playing recently, but I feel like he is taking things quite slowly against an obscenely fast deck, which is typically not where you want to
in my
be.
opinion, he's just leaving too much Alpine units on the board there on Blue Blast side. Look at this.
Yeah,
Blue can
because
just deploy a
exactly.
4/5 here for 1 credit. I mean,
Yeah, because even if he has this uprising, I mean, those legions have to die first before he is able to remove this 9/8, right? So it has to. I mean, he has to trade,
And
but at the same time,
Uprising,
he's not able to bring new ones. So
yeah, and after all his legions die, Uprising is still only going to deal 5 damage, I believe.
yeah, exactly.
Which, you know, if he was trading in now to keep his Alpine units lower, then that would be okay, but he's already let it get out of control.
I think he can also not just trade all of his units into this. Then he's just sitting on 1 guard here, and if Blue Blast is deploying an Obich here,
Which is gonna happen next turn. So
ooh la la.
that's quite risky situation. I mean, the board looks really scary, really scary.
Yeah, CU Collector needs to find more legions to get the bigger uprising there. Oh
Yes.
my god.
And he has to find all the things that he has, the Monty, the shelling to stop them. Otherwise, yeah, like a 1 turn. Next turn, he's gonna play Disobedient, and it's almost gonna be game over.
CU
I don't know.
Collector can clear the front line here. If he trades in both his legions and then attacks with the Albacore and then plays Uprising, he can clear the front line, and then Blue Blast would have a 5-1 and a 7 greed remaining on the board.
Yeah. And he, yeah, I don't know. Maybe he should still risk and draw to try to see if he can buff them so they can survive. Oh, that's helpful.
Underground State is huge.
Both cards.
Oh, but he needed to trade before he played it. Now he's missing out a Legion, and that's another damage he's missing out on his Uprising.
Oh, the shelling. I don't know. That's quite exciting. What's gonna happen now? Will the shelling help him next turn, or will he survive till the turn that he can play it?
That board from Blue, holy moly.
Crazy.
And look at that artillery, 7/8.
And he doesn't trade. He just. I mean, he also probably knows if I trade, then I'm gonna get this uprising.
Actually, I remember a game where I had a board like Blue is having now, and then suddenly my opponent dropped the number 3 commando. That thing that is denying units to attack that have more like 5 attack. So
Yeah.
I couldn't do anything. Every airplane unit I deployed had more than 5 HP because I already had 8 on the board. And I could not get rid of this annoying number 3 commando and lost that match.
Whoa. That was crazy. I don't expect him to play it because his deck relies on growing units, so he wouldn't play it. But this was a quite powerful move, this Churchill.
I don't like the order though. I really think he should have been using the shelling that turn to lock down his backline. He could have killed off some of his opponent's front line and then played the Churchill so that he has so much less remaining on the board.
Yes, yes.
Oh, that was a good trade.
It was, but didn't Blue Blast want to play these two Alpini regiments first? Or...
Yeah, probably he wants to go face, I guess.
Okay, so a bit of a bad order from Blue Blast, because he could have had a 6-7.
So how much is that uprising? But that also kills a lot of stuff.
It's still only 5, because he didn't get the unit from his...
Or even, actually,
Oh,
it says.
4.
So it's not even. But he needs it to be at least 6. So, yeah, I don't know. And he is also the problem is that he cannot spawn any legions because the support line is full, almost. I mean, like, he would drop the TheArticle, but he wouldn't be able to get the legions. Yeah, he has to trade. I mean, he has to take.
This seems odd to attack with. Is he? Yeah, he could have just dealt an extra damage there, attacking with the Karas.
He's probably trying to lower the HP of those units to be able to play Uprising next turn, I think.
Yeah, looks like.
Yes, but what I'm saying is that if he attacked with Karas instead of the Albacore, then he would have been able to deal an additional damage.
That's true. That is true.
Which it might not end up mattering here, but...
Oh, Lancaster overdraw. There it comes.
Will he play it? Will he play it?
I think
surely he has to.
Yeah, he has to.
That's, yes.
But Blue Blast is far from out of resources.
And he's still having that Leopold.
Yeah, all those cards that came back to his hand with the short road are replayed again. So we should wait for another uprising now, I guess. Otherwise, it's difficult to.
He's having a Tano in 3 section 2, so can just build.
Yeah, but then the Leopold waiting for this.
Yeah, that's what we know.
I don't think you can play healing here. I think you need to greed out a little bit. Yeah, play the Black Watch.
Yeah, but still, the Alpine units from the backline can move and attack. The artillery can kill the Sexton, so the position is still quite difficult.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know why he's waiting. Maybe he wants to have a lower cost orders to be able to build more legions. But yeah, the encirclement also.
Yeah, if he can do this and draw into another uprising, he's in it.
Yeah, but that's Monty helped, definitely helped.
Yeah.
Ooh, is this good enough? Does this anything? Maybe not this turn.
It's good, but it's not quite enough just at this moment.
Yeah, and he knows now that he has a Leopold from the intel. So, ooh, double.
Well, if he hits that Leopold with that Orgel.
Yeah, he could try. I would try, definitely would try.
But he needs another one to make it unplayable for blue.
Well, it still prevents him from playing it the next turn because he needs to move a unit up.
Yeah, exactly. So CU Collector has one more turn to find that second one. Blue going for the research here.
Oh, synthetic oil. Ah, that's tricky. Of course.
Oh, makes a lot of sense here.
A really smart play, I would say.
Especially because Seal Collector is now out of pin, right? So there's no chance he pins him next turn and Blue is losing the synthetic oil. So he's guaranteed that he gets value out of it. So he can just play Leopold and kill him. So he sets up Lisa with this play.
Mm. Unless the board is cleared, which can happen actually. Almost. I mean, they're gonna be the Obicha will stay.
He might try to intel into Uprising. Or
He could try. I mean, he could try to draw, of course.
I mean, I think that this is a more reasonable line.
Only
Also, that's
Obicha
quite
left.
interesting to see the Empire Strikes in this kind of deck. There are
Look at
3
this.
bombers. Ooh.
What in the world? Only one Obicha left now. There's the Leopold. So how is Seal Collector dealing with this, Red?
I mean, he needs some kind of. I mean, the carpet is not enough. He lost already the Lancaster.
Yeah, Shelling is
if
out.
If he finds Uprising, then it's a full
Of
clear.
course, of
That's
course.
pretty much a win. He'll have...
That helps.
Oh, no, that's amazing,
That's
isn't
amazing.
it? He can just full
That's
clear.
amazing. Yes, that is amazing.
It's a full clear again. Oh my
What
god!
What? And then Blue is left with a 3 R's in hand. What is going on here?
Oh my
That
god!
is
Did
brutal.
we see the comeback here? Wow, that was really well played by Seal Collector.
And
And
Blue
then he
Blast
can,
is not hitting what he wants to hit at this moment. You know, you need
No.
enigmas here, not Knack Shoes and Brew the Breaches.
Yeah, now he can freely build up those legions again.
Yeah, and I can't see Blue Blast coming back from here without Leopold.
No.
Maybe he's playing Africa Core, but
Yeah, that's the only.
but I think
the only
that's his only out here. Wow.
Quite crazy. Quite crazy.
Nebelwerfer.
Also
No.
not what you want. Not what you want. I don't know, is there any way that he could deal 4 damage and have the Bismarck? Probably not with his current board state.
Yeah, but Seal Collector also has to keep his draw in mind here.
Oh yeah.
So he's not running out of cards. But with him not having another Inter card in hand, it should be fine, I guess.
Yeah, and of course he has to make sure that he leaves some guards in the back because of the comment.
Yeah.
Because that would be the 4 damage. Oh, I mean, not the 4 damage. Of course, he would also have to have the Bismarck, but yeah, that would be helpful to lower his HP. But the guard has to stay there. And another one.
2 bombers on the board. That's a minus
Yeah, now
3.
I understand. Now I
Yeah.
understand why he's playing this card, right? Because of the Genets.
Oh my god.
Crazy.
That was really a worthy match 5 here.
Yes.
Holy
Totally.
moly.
Yeah,
I really
back
thought
and
Blue
forth.
had that game.
Yeah, the matchup is not favorable. I would say. I mean, it's really hard to beat the Alpine when you play Intel Legions, but here we can see that there is a comeback. Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, mass retreat is strong into the strategy, but you do need to get there, and getting to that point is very hard.
Wow.
Really, really cool series. Man, these matches are just getting better and better. Huh?
Amazing.
Congrats to
Amazing.
China for winning their first match here. Really insane series. Real nice back and forth. Both teams having the chance to take the win here today. But in the end, yeah, China in a little bit better spot in the end and therefore winning today's match. Wow. And I also like that we saw, again, not comparable with the first match where we just saw Alpine, Alpine, Alpine. It's very mixed strategies and people are trying to finding better and better strategies with different formats. And that's what I really like about this whole thing.
Yeah, totally, and they work, right? The stuff works. I mean, the ideas they bring, they work.
Yeah, really
So it's
cool.
it's not like I mean, there have been moments on the competitive scene where the decks were super similar, like the RT moments and stuff like that. Here we can see that also Alpine is not all not super dominating. I mean, there are options that people try to explore, which is quite cool.
Wow. Yeah, that was really entertaining and really fun to watch. Any last words from your side, guys?
Berto?
Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, thanks
These
for
were
being
some
here.
Great
Yeah.
games.
Thanks, and yeah, I'm super happy to see so many Polish cards played. In case you ever need any pronunciation,
Thanks for telling us how to pronounce them.
I'm up for it. So.
Very kind.
I can't wait for when they add Canada.
That's probably okay. Maybe the French part, right? If they give us some French cards.
I think they would probably just include Canada under Great Britain.
Yeah, probably, right?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, guys. Yeah.
Super nice.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Both for being here and really nice job on your part, and also nice job on the players' part for giving us such an insane match here today. And yeah, tomorrow we will have Canada, Berto Burrito, one of the participants for Canada, versus Russia. So looks like in favorable matchup for Canada maybe, but yeah, we saw what happened to Germany. So I think nothing is really clear here in this Nations Cup, and hopefully we guys see each other tomorrow again. And yeah, good luck on the battlefield. Thanks for watching and see you then. Bye bye.
See you then.